Culture. Within those 7 letters represents something a lot deeper. Culture cannot be bought, it can't be duplicated, but it can be passed down. So ask yourself, what are you ready to do for the culture?
When I stepped into Culture Central in the Willard building, just seeing everyone who looks like me, who wants to do what I want to do is truly inspiring, and also makes, the work fun that we do here. So I think it's really important to have this space where all these creatives can come together and tell our stories our own way.
Culture Central was the first community I found on campus. It was the first place not only to challenge me directly, but give me a place to grow personally and professionally. These are not only family, but some of the most talented, passionate, and hardworking people I know. Being a part of Culture Central will always be one of my greatest prides. I look forward to watching them continue to provide excellence years after I'm graduated. For the culture, we are
Culture Central!
This good? Are we good? Good? Yeah, I can't put the idea of the rebrand entirely on me. It was definitely a group decision. I think it was even something that was discussed last year after our Instagram got hacked. And I think when I became the executive producer in the summer and when, of course, started to think about plans for the year, the rebrand was definitely something that was in my mind. I took it to the e-board and we discussed it, and we decided that that was, the best path moving forward, just to make sure that Culture Central is continuing to raise the standard, raise the bar, and take our show to new heights.
One thing that really stood out to me this year from last is we kind of went into a more professional aspect of things within the production itself. We started implementing live graphics, videos, name tags, even small things like that, all of that. I think it's been really fun. It's been a bit stressful though, frustrating definitely. Andre, we were all doubting his vision at first, and now it's like, I see what he was talking about. He was working with something there. Andre's kind of molded us into this professional aspect of things now. And I think it's been super cool to learn with him and learn with everyone else about how production should really be run live compared to how we usually used to do things with post-production.
And being the executive producer in season 4, it's not a position I take lightly. It's a position that I put a lot of work into, a lot of pride into, because I've seen the people before me put that same dedication and that same effort into it. And I think that's what this organization deserves. That's what our members deserve. Let's execute something that we've never done before. That was the goal. And, we had a lot of meetings over the summer. We had a lot of planning over the summer. And, we talked about these things, and I communicated this to the e-board. So from there, it was just about execution.
Hello and welcome back to Culture Central. I'm your host, Gigi Jones, here with the lovely Isaiah Maldonado, and we're so excited to be back with you and with a fresh new look.
Thank you so much, Gigi. It's been an amazing transition, and with it comes exciting new content that we can't wait to share with you.
That's right, but with everything going on in the culture right now, I gotta ask you something. What's the word?
First of all, Gigi, I just have to say, I'm so happy to be back.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
What did you say last time? Set and comfortable.
Set and comfortable. Don't let the heels fool you. I'm relaxed.
Hey, there we go. But on a serious note, I have to open up this section or this segment of What's the Word by giving tribute to an absolute legend, Diane Keaton. She passed away on October 11th. Originally, they said that there was no cause of death, but it had come out earlier today that she had passed away from pneumonia. Reports from Yahoo Entertainment said that, people close to her said that her decline of health was very rapid. Yeah. There was the whole situation with a fire at her home. She had lost a lot of weight. And when she passed away, it was reported that she was surrounded only by close family members. So I don't want to talk too much about her death. I would rather this be something where we celebrate her legendary accomplishment. For sure. Because her impact within Hollywood and the movie industry as a whole was monumental. Her winning an Oscar for Best Lead Actress in 1978 for her role in Annie Hall. As somebody who was, father raised me on The Godfather, one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Oh, yeah. Absolutely amazing. Her role as Kay Corleone in that film, just the kind of the discography, if you will, what she was able to put together, her catalog of films was incredible. And this is somebody that we are going to look moving forward as who paved the way for women within Hollywood and gave us some of the greatest performances of all time.
Definitely. She's one that we're truly going to miss. And like you said, everything that she's done, her content over the 5 decades that she was an actress in Hollywood is incredible. One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite comfort movies, Something's Gotta Give, is something that I literally just watched. So hearing this was definitely very emotional for me. Some of the rom-coms that she's done were movies that I grew up watching with my mom. So it's something that's very close to the heart, and Hollywood definitely lost a good one, as they say. But moving on, the upcoming Super Bowl performer was announced, the one and the only global superstar, Bad Bunny. Listen, you can't front on a Rock Nation Super Bowl. They have been killing it back to back to back. But Isaiah, I know you're a fan. How excited are you for this?
Let me sit there first and foremost and say that I don't just love him because he's both Puerto Rican. Do he be putting on for the motherland? Absolutely, that's my guy. But I'm super excited to see this. But a lot of people aren't.
Right.
And that's where my discourse, my whole kind of opinion of this stems from. There's a lot going on. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson was one of many that wanted to take to the internet and say that it was a terrible choice and question his appeal to the broader audience. Now, that's a statement of ignorance. And I'm not saying this once again as a fan. I'm saying this purely from a number standpoint. Let's look at this real quick. Last year, Bad Bunny was 4th in global streams on Spotify with over 12 billion. There are barely any artists out there right now on a global level that are able to put up the numbers that Bad Bunny is able to do. And he has over 24 songs with 1 billion streams. Shout out Pitbull. If that doesn't scream Mr. Worldwide, I don't know what does. So just being able to see an artist of his stature still receive this level of hate and questioning his credibility and his appeal to national audiences, it's very concerning because he's one of the most accomplished artists, not just of our generation, but honestly of all time. And if you don't want to admit that, that's fine, but you have to give him his flowers.
Right. You can't front, like you said, on someone like Bad Bunny. You can't compete with numbers and you can't compete with fans. And frankly, you cannot compete with voices. So I personally think it's going to be a fantastic halftime show. And amidst all of, like you said, the discourse, he's had some really positive comments. One I wanted to share was when he said, "What I'm feeling is beyond myself. What I'm feeling is beyond myself. It's for those who ran countless yards so that I could come and score a touchdown. This is for my people, my culture, and our history." And I feel like that silences any negativity that can come from what people are saying online or about Bad Bunny, who at the end of the day is bigger than many who have spoken ill on his name.
His question, or there's no questioning his character. To be able to take the high road in a situation like this, I think solidifies his status as a superstar, not just as in the music industry, but as a person. But jumping from one superstar to another superstar, we have to talk about A'ja Wilson and what she's been able to accomplish. This woman right here, at only finishing her 8th year in the league, she might actually be the WNBA GOAT. And I'm not saying this lightly. There's a ton of incredible names. Sue Bird, Maya Moore. I'm not trying to take away anything from anybody that's come before her. But when we're talking about what she's been able to accomplish, just winning another ring this year, that's 3 in the past 4 years. 4th MVP of the year. She has officially won MVP 50% of the time she's been in the league. If that doesn't scream dominance, I don't know what does. And then this year, she was the first WNBA player in history to win MVP, DPOY, and Finals MVP. This is greatness unmeasured. We have never seen somebody perform at this level of peak. This is like watching Jokic. Like if I had to draw a direct comparison, she's that prolific as a player all around on both sides of the ball. Gigi, what are your thoughts on what she's been able to do?
Well, Isaiah stole on my stat line.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking down. I'm like, what else can I list? Like you said, multiple MVPs, multiple titles. She's that girl, as some would say. But furthermore, when you talk about the impact of a player like this, I think it's really important to acknowledge what it means for a community. Because the numbers, they mean everything. The accolades, they mean everything. But she's also a representation. She's poised, she's elegant, she's funny, she's charismatic, she's herself on and off the court. And I think that's something that's really respectable. And it's great for people that don't know basketball or are new to the WNBA as it's growing to see figures like her. And shout out a fantastic Black woman, if I do say so myself.
Gigi, say that one more time.
Shout out a fantastic Black woman.
And there we go.
Come on, because it really does mean something in the time and space that we're living and occupying right now. Having women like her winning is so important. Having a team like the Aces winning is so important. And you can't front on greatness. But speaking of greatness, we got to talk about Carmelo Anthony and House of Melo, where tomorrows are promised his new exhibition in Baltimore, Maryland at the Enoch Pratt Free Library. Me personally, I'm a Baltimore native, so I will be attending opening October 25th. It's going to be a collection of his personal items, cultural mementos, and it's going to make culture, history, and opportunity accessible to everyone as they advertise on the website. But this is something that I think is great for the Baltimore community. We don't have a team in Maryland, so we always appreciate the love when players come into town and give back to the community. This is such an exciting event, and it's bringing art, culture, and fun to Baltimore. What do you think about it?
First of all, Gigi, I just have to say first and foremost, if you're there opening night of this,
come on,
I'm there.
Tap into my social media.
Hey, catch us both there at this point. Catch us both there. We're going to be there.
You can make a little 3-hour drive. It's not too bad.
Little detail. But in all seriousness, as a New York native, I grew up watching Carmelo Anthony. Right. This is somebody who inspired the love of basketball. And it's also somebody that I relate with a lot on a personal level, a Puerto Rican male hailing from Brooklyn, New York. That is my exact origin story. There's a lot of other people in my community with that exact same origin story. And he was somebody who never shied away from his heritage and always put his roots loud and proud on display. And as somebody that allowed me to look up at the TV, watching the game that I love and say, this is somebody that not only came from the exact same place, but look at what he was able to accomplish. So imagine what I could accomplish. And I think something like this, for a player as storied as him and what he's been able to accomplish in his career, the all-time leading scorer for the Olympics, one of the Olympic GOATs, might I add you, just an absolute dog in the Olympics. Nobody was guarding Olympics Melo. But in terms of his time with the Knicks, the Nuggets, multiple-time All-Star, top 10 all-time scorer, this is somebody who has so much history behind him. So to be able to go in and see a kind of start from finish exhibit of what his origin looked like, what it looked like growing up in New York, what it looked like in terms of just his career at Syracuse, what it looked like his NBA journey, the endeavors he's gone in after the NBA. There's going to be so much of a legacy defining experience that you can see from it. So I'm super excited. But as one exhibit opens, another one closes, and we have to talk about the Smithsonian shutdown due to the government. And the government shutdown has affected a lot of things, and one of the many things that affected is the Smithsonian. It shut down all 21 of the Smithsonian's institutions. This includes the National Museum of American History, the National Museum of Natural History, and the National Museum of African American History. This is something where we've seen government shutdowns before, and this has affected it, but with no timeline of when this is going to come back on board, it raises a lot of concern of how much longer are you going to limit people from being able to see history on a global scale. So I think, Gigi, what are your thoughts on that?
Like you said, Isaiah, these are really trying times, and it's incredibly unfortunate. Along with this, roughly 1.4 million federal employees have been furloughed or are working without pay. Luckily, the zoo animals are still being cared for, but Congress is showing no signs of a deal. And at the end of the day, that's the problem, and that's what's affecting the bigger picture. There's so many people that are that aren't working, that are struggling, and along with that, now history is being impacted in a time when we need history so greatly, at a time when politics are hypersensitive, at a time when both sides of the aisle are incredibly divisive. And it's unfortunate, and it's sad, and it's a shame that we don't have access to the resources that once were thriving in our communities and are now impacting a lot of people.
No, absolutely. I think with a situation on a grand scale like this, we can't allow this to be as divisive as it has been. Both sides need to come to some sort of conclusion, because at the end of the day, regardless of political party, rather what you believe in, it's a matter of we're all people at the end of the day, and we need access to our history. We need access to all the same freedoms that we always do. That's all for What's the Word. Up next, our specialist Vivian Parker went to the pep rally to see what was popping and keep it a bean.
What's up, Penn State? I'm Vivian Parker, a specialist with Culture Central, and today we're here at the annual Penn State PLC Pep Rally, where all of our multicultural organizations come together and present some amazing performances. Today, we get to hear from our amazing student body, along with some great performers. So without further ado, let's keep it a beat. So, who am I here with today?
My name is Luna.
Rennie.
Serena.
I'm Maddox.
I'm Janaya.
Rudolph Fuzumi.
Name is Lily.
Hi. And I'm Nia. What is one word you can use to describe the POC pep rally?
Iconic.
The one word to describe the energy? Monumental.
He's the one and only president, or even from DJ at parties and tailgates. You might have attended a few yourself. Who y'all think it is?
Only the Messiah can erase my shine. You only look at diamonds when they work the vibe. Generational talent, my lyrics watch the stars align. I'm far, I gotta climb to call this city mine. Only get better with so pretty. I don't know why you even play with your feelings, but I wanna know why you let them. I wanna know why you stressing. I wanna know why you testing. When I'm trying to show you a blessing, I'll show you the pressure you want. You don't even gotta ask.
So, what are you guys most excited for?
EMT. I'm a part of EMT. They gonna cook today. I'm excited for EMT and all the other performances.
I think everybody's going to be really excited to see all the performers tonight.
On your mark. Get set.
Why do you think it's so important to have an event like POC Pep Rally at a predominantly white institution?
Yeah, so as a woman of color myself, I feel like we go into classrooms where we don't see enough of ourselves, and so that can be hard on a day-to-day basis. And so having events like these where people of color can come together and connect and see other people of color doing things that they love, I feel like that's really important, and it just helps you like want to do better and like want to be on campus.
OGs in the back, my dogs on toes, my dogs do whatever. Everybody here get it out of control.
Well, there you have it, guys. This year's POC Pep Rally was definitely a hit. I was so honored to speak to our amazing, talented performers and highlight the importance of the multicultural organizations here at Penn State. I'm Vivian Parker for Culture Central. See you next time.
That looked like a lot of fun. You guys definitely had a time. Next, the deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia has sent shockwaves through the local community and sparked protests nationwide. We collaborated with the Daily Collegian to cover one of these events. Our very own Hugh Kibera was also at the scene. Take a look.
On Wednesday evening, members of the Penn State community gathered outside of the Allen Street gates in regard to a protest. Now, the protest was organized by several clubs on campus, including the Student Committee for Defense and Solidarity and the Penn State Students for Justice in Palestine.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, like.
Now, their goal was clear: to demand justice for Kilmar Abrego Garcia and other immigrant detainees who were captured and are now being held at the Moshannon Valley Ice Center, located just 40 miles outside of Penn State. Now, at this event, I saw students, community members, and supporters being packed together, holding handmade signs that either read, "Shut down Moshannon," "No collaboration on campus," or "Fight back and get organized."
We have a geographic buy-in and an obligation, I think, to some of our brothers and sisters to stand up for them and make sure that their voices are also heard, right?
Now, the energy in the atmosphere was emotional, but it was focused with one certain goal, and it was to demand accountability and to demand the lawful release of these detainees.
Definitely an emotional scene, no doubt. And we'd like to thank Hugh and the Daily Collegian for covering the story and the ones that matter across communities.
Certainly, there are ones that matter and there are ones that we love to cover. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching and be on the lookout for more great content.
Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. I'm Isaiah Maldonado.
And I'm Gigi Jones. For The Culture,
we are
Culture Central.